Evening YouTube, it is I, Danielle, better known as Danielle Have Medium, and in this video we're going to talk about I've got nothing and what you would do if you found yourself in this position. And to be honest, let me just put my hair right there, it looks a bit wild, but we'll go with it. But in this video I want to talk about I've got nothing. And many of my students, and if you watched the video the other day on that one, you would have heard me talk about that, where lots of my students go to I haven't got now, Danielle. Oh, the spirit world's left me, Danielle. You know, and these are all of the things that I hear when doing mediumship. And for me personally, I'm going to give you some of my personal insights. What it was like for me to put a medium when I was in this position and still get in this position from time to time. And what I would suggest that you do. So here we go, and I hope you enjoy the video. Like, share and subscribe. But let me talk to you a little bit about what happens when you've got nothing. Well, first and foremost, as much as all of you will scream at me, you'll panic. That'll be the first thing you'll do. You'll panic, you'll clam up, you'll be like, oh my God. And from time to time, I gotta be honest, I sometimes think they've up and left me and all. Do you know what I mean? I do. As professional as I am, and I think we need to get away from, you know, this distance between a budding medium and a professional medium. There's no difference. The only difference is that I've mastered my craft a little bit more than you. But every now and then, I still get in a situation where the dem's not going right, it's not being taken, you know, I know I'm in the right place, but I'm having to work to gather information. And you can be, trust me, it can be quite daunting. It can be really frightening, and it can be enough to make you crumble. Your knees will knock, your mind will panic, your body will start to sweat, your hands will be like pulsating, like you've got no idea. And all you really want to do is back out. But like I say, you can't back out. So what you've got to do is find other ways. And there's a couple simple techniques that I can give you. One. Biggest one of all. Don't panic. Don't. Alright? Don't panic. Because if you panic, your mind's going to kick in and it's going to go, I don't like that, let me out. And that's going to make you totally, you'll pull your mind away from the spirit world, your connection will fail, and you will have to go back to the spirit world. So what you need to do is take 3 deep breaths. So breathe. Breathe is really important. Keep breathing. Breathing will regulate the fear. Breathing will regulate the mind. Breathe will stop you panicking. Lots of people, lots of mediums, when they go into fear mode, the breathing changes. The regulation of your breath will change, which will start to push adrenaline around your body. Once the adrenaline starts to kick in, your mind will start to go into fight or flight mode. And what will then happen is your mind will come out the spirit world and it'll go into conscious world, because the mind will think there's something to fear and think there's something wrong. There isn't anything wrong. It's just that you haven't quite got it yet. All right. So the next thing you need to do is 3, shout in your mind. You need to be shouting in to the spirit world. Give me something. Give me anything. What do you want to talk to me about? Anything. Where I'm not bothered if you bring me through the little granny with grey hair right now, as long as it's going to get you backing up on your feet. And what we have to remember here when we're doing mediumship is and I'm going to be doing a lot more videos and a lot more new content next year, because I think we really need to get back to basics here. You have to understand that while the grey hair granny is not evidential mediumship, it's enough to get you backing up on your feet. You can build from that place. You can then build a lot more evidential mediumship. So if you've got to give the little granny with the grey hair, you give it. If you've got to give the bacon in order to get you up and back on your feet, then you give it. And while I say this all the time to people, it's not our job as mediums to decide what's evidential and what's not. For certain individuals, that may be what they're looking for. As a professional, yes, I granted it's not professional, it's not really evidential, but it's going to get you backing up and on your feet. It's going to stop you panicking. It's going to stop you fear-baiting. I mean, I still give bacon as a professional. Yes, I know. Shock horror, folks, eh? Jaw-dropping. I give it. Why? Because it's important. It was given to me, so I give it to the people. Do I go in on every demonstration I do? Of course not. But there'll be some relevance, or there'll be some evidence behind that. I mean, do I give that but then give more to it? Yes, but I still give it because it's important, because it was given to me. The spirit world want me to talk about it. It's not my job to tell the spirit world what they should and shouldn't be talking about. It's their job to give me what they think's important. So when you've got nothing, go back to basics. Go back to being. Try not to punch for that higher evidence, because your mind's not going to let you, because you're too fear-based, because you feel as if you haven't got nothing. So start small, build from there. Nothing was built on a wham bam bit of good evidence right off the get-go. I'm telling you now, I've watched thousands of demonstrations, I've watched loads of mediums, I've listened to loads of mediums across different platforms. They all start in a certain sort of very simple way if you watch them, me included. No different. None of them punch in there for the big piece of evidence straight off the bat. None of them. And you need to get the pressure off, because you need to make sure that you are working in a place where your mind's not going to make you fear-based, where you're not going to think that you haven't got nothing. Then, fourth, right, you're shouting in, give me something, anything, right? But we're busy looking here. Give us a visual, give us this, give us a word. Instead, what you've forgotten to look at is what your body's doing. Is it talking to you? Is it aching? And have you got a dodgy knee? Are you getting a pain in the chest? Are you getting a bad head? Because if you are, then that's the spirit world talking to you. We are so caught up on clairvoyance and clairvoyant connections that we completely miss this one. And this is normally external as well. So this is normally maybe internal as well. But make sure you're looking not just at what the mind's doing, but also look at what your body's doing. I hope I can say that. Let me just tilt that a bit for you. There we go. Make sure that you're looking at this as well, because this is also a starting block. So if you're not getting the imagery, look at that. If you're getting imagery and you're getting a description, give the description, right? And I'm going to be doing a video on that next week about descriptions, because I've been saying a kind of bit about that and all. So I'm going to talk a little bit about that one to help folks out. But look at what your body's doing, because it's going to get you where you need to be. Then start building again. Start building on your blocks. Because after all, that's what mediumship is. It's building a communication. You're building. So, say for example, you give a bit of evidence. I don't know, I've got a granddad here and his leg was blown off. No, I can't take that. Right, okay, then you can't take that. So then we're going to look at the granddad. So we'll go back to granddad and say, wait, they don't understand that. Can I have more? Give me a bit more on that. But then you can't hear what he's saying, or you can't give an imagery on it. So it feels like it's changed, or it feels like the energy's changed, or its filtration's changed in some capacity. Right, okay then. So then look at what the body's doing. Right, he was talking about his leg, and he says the leg was blown off, but they couldn't take that. But then the leg feels as if it's been, so it wasn't blown off, it was taken off. What was it taken off for? It was taken off because of an accident. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? Build little blocks. Don't build big blocks. Big blocks is going to get you stuck. Stick to the little blocks. Little blocks build big blocks. Little blocks build blocks. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? Too many people try to punch for this. Wipe this out and go for a massive big block, because they're looking, because it's all you hear in the industry. Big evidence, get big evidence, get big evidence. And I can understand the pressure that's on you. I feel that pressure myself every day as a professional medium, to constantly be delivering. It's pressurized, it's hard going, and I don't want people to feel like that. So start little, build from small, and then build the picture. Then a bit like a tier system, so that you're not constantly feeling pressurized to pull for that big evidence. That big evidence will come given time. It's not going to happen overnight. You've got to give yourself time, because if you haven't got the small structures in place, or you haven't got this in place to get you out of a jam if outgoing's wrong, how do you expect to be able to get out of a jam of a bit of a big evidence? Do you understand what I'm trying to say? Sometimes small is better than big. Sometimes small is better because it's easier to manage. But if you've got nothing, when you stand up, don't panic, right? Don't. I know it's daunting and everybody's looking at you, and I know it's scary, and I know that and I see it with my students, they're fidgeting. They're not sure whether the mind's in the spirit world, it's not in the spirit world. So I always say to them, breathe. Breathe first. Before you take your mind to the spirit world, take 3 deep breaths. Then take your mind to the spirit world. By that time, the breath started to regulate. Then shout in. What do you want to talk about? Tell me a little bit more. Show me whatever it is you want to talk about, whatever it may be. If you're not getting anything visually, then go to the body. Look at what the body's doing. As soon as you get something, Give it off. Talk about it. Because the minute you talk about it, the minute it's going to come in more. And they're going to give you more. Otherwise, you're just going to be holding on to all these bits of evidence that the spirit world's giving you, but you're not relaying it. And this is the big thing that people forget as well. It doesn't matter how it comes in, whether you're the storyteller or the fact-based medium. There's both of them. I say bits and pieces blended together, but most mediums do the storytellers are fact-based. It just depends on which way they're working. But if you're storing all this information, it doesn't matter how you present it as long as you're presenting it. We can present and we can work on presentation of mediumship as you work more and more with the spirit world. You haven't got to nail it all first time. You just got to learn to do little and often. But these are my 4 top tips when you've got nothing. Also, just as an extra PSF. So, should you have none of this, but you instinctively get drawn to the table that's in the room. And on the table, let me just move that a bit for you there. On this table is a telephone. And then there's a vase with some flowers in. What do you think the spirit world might be doing? Yes, that's right. They haven't given you a visual. They haven't given you a word. They haven't given it on the body. But they are instinctively drawing you to the table. Now, this table here, there's something that's going to be on this table that's going to be important. Now, another thing they may do is there may be a picture on the wall. There may be, right in front of you, the hymn book with the name Amna Helen on. Do you get what I'm trying to say here? Be monetarian of what is happening when you move your mind to the spirit world. Lots and lots of mediums want these visuals because that's all they think is important. It's not. It's far more important than just that. But look at like where they're drawing you. So say for example, they haven't given you who they are. Lots of people want to know who they're working with. I've got a man here, a woman with him, whatever it may be. Anyway, but you haven't got that bit. So what you would say is I don't know who I've got with me at the moment, which I say, not wrong with that. You can give that all day long. They don't always make you aware of who they are straight away. So whether it's dad or mom or whatever or that might come given time. That might not be where they want to start. So what you would say is I have somebody here with me. I don't know who it is yet, but I'm sure they'll tell me in a while. But I know that as I'm working with this individual has drawn me to the table. And if the table is a vase, and the vase I know would represent the daffodils, and I know that the daffodils and the name of Helen would link. Can anybody understand that? Lady at the back stuck her hand straight up, that's my mother. Bob's your uncle, how's your Annie? You know what I mean? You gotta be careful that you don't get too caught up in the way you think your mediumship should be. Learn to be broad. The broader you are, the better. Broad. Little boxes, build big boxes. Little boxes, big boxes. Broad, wide. The more boxed in you become, the harder you're going to make it for yourself. Don't panic. Honestly, don't panic. Just breathe. It'll be fine. I promise you. All right? So check this out when you're next doing a communication. Check out how it's working for you. Check where they may be drawing you. If it's wrong, then you might be in the wrong place. You may have to check that out as well. Do you know what I mean? But just learn to take your time. Small boxes, build big boxes. All right? Check all these things out. But these are my top 4 tips when you've got nothing. Don't panic. 3 breaths. Shout into the spirit world. Look at the body and look at what they're drawing you to. Look at where your body, like for example, when I'm doing a floor dam, sometimes I don't know where I want to be. And I tend to because I'm a direct medium. But at the moment, my mediumship has changed again. It's always changing because I'm a worker for the spirit world. I'm not professionally trained. The spirit world's constantly changing my work, so I learn from it. That's a bit of a hard one for little old Danielle because it just doesn't. I've got the work in a place. They then decide they're going to change it, and off we're going on another tangent, and that's okay. I don't mind that because I learn a lot from it. But what I would say is I'm a direct medium. So sometimes I know where in the room, like, I want to be with the lady on the second row, third in from the left, whatever, right? But sometimes I don't. And sometimes all of a sudden, right, I feel like I want to go over there, right? So when I go over there, I know I want to be on that side of the room, right? So you have to be careful. Oh, I feel like I want to go to this side of the room. And nothing's even come out my mouth yet. It's just, I get that feeling that I want to be over there. Or I feel like I want to touch, I don't know, the fella's jumper. So then I think, oh, well, is there a jumper here to the earth belonging to this loved one that I have with us? Just be more monetarian. That's all you got to do. Nothing more, nothing less. I hope you've enjoyed the video. The next one will be in 2020. I'm so excited. Happy New Year to you all. I'm sure I will tell you that on that video. New content coming. Always drawing. It's a hit. People love this. And it's come such a long way, my drawings, actually, considering I started doing them. It's been a pleasure talking to you all. I hope it's been informative. I hope you can see I'm a bit rough and ready. I believe that mediumship doesn't need to be fancy dancy in order to get over what I need to get over. I'm a bit of a realist, as probably people have noticed. But I hope you understand it. Leave us some comments in the box. Like, share, subscribe. You know the drill, folks. And I'll see you all next time. Bye for now.